Hello, good morning, and beautiful morning to you. Welcome to our midweek edition of Close Flow here on NT2 Lagos Network Center. It's ever our pleasure welcoming you to this program because we know you're just out there waiting for us to bring to you again another beautiful diet of conversation, healthy conversation, and very illuminating discussion. We have gone out again to invite into the studio another distinguished Nigerian. I keep saying that because I believe that from the core competence of our guests, we get to learn or to take in some new information, some new ideals about our nation, Nigeria. I have with me here this morning a self-taught artist, an illustrator, a pan-Africanist, and a social critic. My pleasure welcoming into the studio Lemi Ghariokwu. You're welcome to Close Club.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's first apologize about your voice.
Yeah, I lost my voice in the last 2 days. I've been stressed up a bit. I have some issues trying to iron out. So,
in the environment,
it's familiar territory.
Very familiar.
Yeah, familiar territory.
Now, let's get to meet Lemi. Is Lemi the same person personified by the art illustrations that you have done in this album? You're a different person from, the hard brushes that we see, the angular, emotions that we see on the personalities that you draw on all those musical albums. Are you a softer person?
I am a softer person, but I use the medium of art and illustration to express the inner, most part of the core of my being. I've done that successfully for 40 years, and I'm proud and fulfilled to be in a position to have been privileged to have the opportunity to express my own viewpoint in this society, and to some extent globally, because my work is non-intentionally.
Yes.
Mostly via the album covers I designed for the music career of Fela and Kuti. I had successfully designed more than half all the quantity of albums he released in his whole entire life.
Wow.
Time. I designed specifically 26 album covers.
For Fela?
Yes, as a movement. And that is why Afrobeat today globally is looked upon as music and art. The music was there originally, but the music needed an accompaniment, like a brand thing. So my art came to supply that, and here we are today. It was destiny fulfilled.
That made that too. Yes, I was just going to come to that. How did that emerge? How did that possibility, got to be in place for you and Fela to have such, congenial, almost like a twin relationship, really?
Yeah, I believe strongly in destiny. So I believe we are all made to come on art, for a purpose. We have a reason and a rhyme. Unfortunately, majority of human beings don't discover who they are because society itself is at fault. Parents are the first culprits. Parents, I see babies born as an empty cassette, like a cassette, empty.
Yes.
These days people don't know cassette anymore, but cassette like
those days,
maybe empty CD.
Yes.
So the parents are the first to record anything in that baby's mind. The mothers are the first nurses for any human being, the first teacher, philosopher, and director. So parents have preconceived notions. A lot of parents feel like they own their children as property, and they make up their mind even before the child is born. This one is going to be a doctor or an engineer or
whatever,
a lawyer.
Well, we can see on the screen some of the illustrations that Lemi did on some of the albums. That's essentially Fela's works. In all, he has done about 2,000. Over 2,000
in the last 40 years.
Yes, but
so like I was saying, eventually the child grows up. Possibly the child was sent down to the art with another purpose entirely. Take, for example, maybe the child was born to be a footballer. Now the parents start to force the child to go and read science. Mathematics. You understand? That life will not be fulfilled. And a lot of people, a lot of human beings end up that way. Yeah. So for people like me, I count myself as among the fortunate people. We are still billions, let's say. But I discovered my talent early, even though my father insisted he wanted me to be a mechanical engineer. Yes.
I was going to come to that because you're self-taught. You didn't go to art school, as it were. So let's understand that perspective. How did you manage to do that? You went to school to read engineering?
Yes, I read technical studies, sciences. I actually attended Yaba College of Tech, secondary school section.
I know, that time, yes.
So,
way back.
I was in secondary technical class. Yes. So I did woodwork, engineering drawing, technical drawing, physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. We were even the first set to do additional mathematics in 1972 or 73. So, but I kept drawing. In class, we were doing mathematics. There was this beautiful lecturer. Her name is Cecilia Mbausi. I don't know if I was here for 40 years or so. But, I admire her. I would be sketching. Sometimes she call me, Emmanuel. That was
your full name, yes.
Emmanuel, what are you doing? I would drop my pencil, So by the time I finished school, the interregnum between getting a job, your wife certificate coming, or going to university, I had ample time. I kept drawing, and it's interesting to be in this environment because this is where my roots started. I started coming to NTA. Till today, I'm still trying to fathom the thing that engineered that movement. So I used to come here. It was called NTS, National Television Service. Yes. And I would do live drawings. The programs were shown live. It wasn't recorded. Yes. So with like Atalade, Babi Show, Dejumon Lewis,
actually all the programs
Michael Nahoro, Youth Sing. I come, I draw. Then people will see me. Then an advertising company called Image Makers in Biado Street in Kefi.
Yes, Ikoyi.
Yeah, sent word that small boy, let him come. Sing. So I went. I did a short stint as studio assistant. I wasn't happy. In 2 weeks, I said, they are not allowing me to draw. Why should I be serving brooch to the artist? I can't draw. So I left. That's how it built up. But destiny calls. You asked about how I met Fela. Yes. I believe in predestination. So by 1974, because I had always been a resolute all my life, I know what I want to do. And I give myself assignment. I was my own tutor. So I decided I would do a drawing a day. And I did that for that year, every day.
A fresh drawing?
Yes.
A fresh object?
Yes. I still have a surviving drawing book to prove that. My mom will send me on errand. I will quickly go, come back. She will say, you haven't eaten. I said, no, I've not finished my assignment. I was my own teacher, and I was disciplined that way. Young people today need to learn the art of discipline. Yeah. So, in that process, 2 incidences happened that determined my professional destiny and career till today. There was the release of Bruce Lee's film, Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
It was a blockbuster, like they say these days.
For all of us, yes.
So, I used to do portraits in my neighborhood. I started as a portrait artist, That's how I was making money. Yeah. I used to be paid 30 naira for a portrait, and that's
a lot of money.
Yes, because salary was 4 naira. So, I get 30 naira. Now, this beer parlor owner called Odyssey, I don't know where he is now. He called me.
Which neighborhood is this?
Bobi Fade.
Okay, yes, okay.
Instead of commissioning me to do his portrait, strangely, in quote, he said, Lemi, I want you to do the Bruce Lee film, the poster for me. So I had to do the portrait of Bruce Lee, John Saxon, and Jim Kelly, the 3 main actors of Enter the Dragon. Yes. And he framed it and put it in his beer parlor. So all his clients come and they see it. That's item 1. Item 2, Fela released this album called Music of Fela, Rofo Fight.
Okay.
So I bought a copy
of the album.
I'm not sure even I bought it or I got it somewhere.
Probably,
I was listening, and my spirit just said to me, why don't you do
illustrate
your own
this
version?
thing?
Yes, as practice. And I drew my own version. The song is about a fight in Ojo Elegba or something. Yes. But the way I perceived it, I drew Fela dancing on mud. Rofo is mud in Yoruba. Yes. So, and it's Rofo fight. But I drew Fela dancing on mud. And it's significant now because today when we're going through history, documentation, it's realized that how I was able to interpret Fela's message via my own medium in my own way. I didn't illustrate Fela's album covers literally based on the lyrics. I did based on my own
inspiration.
Yes. And that happened even before I met Fela because the Rofo fight, I drew Fela.
You were not commissioned to do that?
No, I did that as practice. So I had those 2 items. Destiny. There was this journalist called Babatunde Harrison.
Just like our viewers want to call the attention of the viewers to some of the illustration you're seeing on the screen. Those are some of the things that Lemi Ghariokwu had done on some of the albums for Fela. You can see the harsh etchings, I call them, because they literally, jump at you. They're trying to tell the story the way Fela sang the song. But like he's saying here, the inspiration's very personal.
Yeah, very
okay,
personal.
So go ahead with that story.
So, Babatunde Harrison was working for Punch, Sunday Punch. Punch started 73, 74.
Yes,
it used to be
time.
weekly.
Yes.
Sunday Punch,
Yes.
It was called. Babatunde Harrison was handling the entertainment yeah. So he was a regular at that place. But at the time I did the Bruce Lee poster, he was visiting the US. He was not in the country. He got back, his regular hunt. He went to drink. He saw that and he said, who did this portrait poster? They said one small boy next door. And journalistic instinct, he said he wanted to see the boy. So he came and I brought out my portfolio, and now I call it portfolio. Those days it was under the bed. I just bring out all the pieces, So he was looking through. Now he saw the Fela cover. He said, can you do album covers? Yes. I said, yes. I had done 2 album covers before. I was learning to play the high-life guitar with my uncle, Peter Oko.
Okay.
He has a high-life band called Patience Rhythm Dance Band under Decca West Africa label.
That time, yeah.
So, but I didn't concentrate on the guitar. When he was recording, I was busy drawing. So I did an artwork for the album cover, but it was too elaborate because his band was still a fledgling band. Decca didn't have a budget for that comprehensive
kind of,
double sleeve design that I did. So it was not ever public, but I still have that original thing today. This 40 years, I still have it. Then my friend.
So it's okay, yes. Okay,
I still have it. I still have the original. Then NTA, I met Tessie Sal Alan. He had a hit song that time. He came for an interview and I was drawing. So when we were going, we went to TBS together to get a bus. We became friends. He lives in Surulere. He's still alive today. So when he recorded his album, I did his album cover. That was before I met Fela. And it was published. I still have a sample. That was my first published album cover.
2 of them?
Yeah, 2 of them. So when Babatunde Harrison asked if I can do album covers, I was 18, going to be 19. So I answered not confidently. Then he said to me, 2 days before that day, he and Fela, we are talking about, covers because
for his album.
Yeah, Fela's music was getting very
strong,
conscious. So as he was talking, believing me, I didn't believe him. I thought he was drunk. I said,
this man, we don't go to that for.
I said, Fela self, that kind of thing. So long story short, the next day he brought a photograph from Sunday Punch collection of Fela, and he said I should do a portrait as test. So I did a portrait of Fela.
That was it.
24 hours. The next evening, I was waiting for him with the portrait frame. My mom had always been supportive. She gave me 5 naira to buy a frame 18 by 24.
Yes.
I framed it already within 24 hours. He said he wasn't going to drink
anymore.
We should go. Yeah. He called the
straight
taxi.
to Idoro.
Yes, Mashalashi, Kalakuta.
Yes.
He just called the taxi. So I told my mom, he's taking me to Fela. My mom said, be careful. I said, okay.
Everybody's so scared of Fela.
Yeah, Fela was already notorious.
Yes.
So we got to the place. Long story short, I don't know if we have time. If I give you details, my first impression, but
yes,
I met Fela eventually. He saw the portrait and he said 2 words. It was the first time I had in my life, and in my whole lifetime I'll never forget. He looked at the work. I said, wow, God damn it.
Well, okay, don't let's damn anybody here. Yeah, all right? Let's let it flow. Now, so from that moment onwards, life took a different momentum for you.
Yes.